Thank you, Rukia, for that report. And hand in hand with that, with 1,000 days completed at the House on the Hill, we take a look at the hits and misses of President William Ruto in the sporting scene. From promising to bring the Africa Cup of Nations to East Africa and committing to the fight against doping, the Kenya Kwanza administration has had a fair share of wins, but the lack of ready infrastructure that led to the postponement of the 2024 Africa Nations Championship twice and the lack of proper legislation to tackle doping and the issue of match fixing are just some of the areas that require immediate attention. Elijah Oko tells us more.
30th of June 2022, President Ruto, then Deputy President, launched a 66-page manifesto outlining his vision for Kenya if he won the elections. Sports was amongst the key highlights. A 6-bullet agenda was listed for the industry that has produced world-class sportsmen and women. They include establish a high-level expert task force to identify sustainable sources of sports funding, leverage on our international athletics brand, and expand National Youth Talent Academy. The first agenda was not actualized within the first 100 days, but a task force to explore the funding module was created on the 16th of February 2023. A presidential task force on the establishment of the National Lottery was formed, but the findings are yet to be made public. On the 20th of November 2024, then Sports CS Kipchumba Murkomen, who replaced his predecessor Ababu Namwamba, unveiled a task force to review the Sports Act 2013. The task force will define government roles in promoting sports, regulating academies, and managing stadia while restructuring key agencies to separate policy from operations. The task force is yet to table the recommendations. Under the former regime of President Uhuru Kenyatta, Kenya enhanced its stronghold in sports tourism by acquiring rights to hold the magical Kenya Open for both men and women, the World Rally Championship, Safari Rally, and the World Athletics Kipkeino Classic annually. All except the magical Kenya Open Ladies Tourney are still ongoing. President Ruto then went a step further to declare his interest for hosting the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations.
In our Football Vision 2030, where we will target our Harambee Stars to play at the 2030 World Cup and Kenya to host the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations.
CAF awarded Kenya the hosting rights together with Tanzania and Uganda. The three countries would also host the second-tier tournament, the 2024 African Nations Championship. This prompted Kenya to reassess its current sports infrastructure to ensure the country was ready to welcome the continent's best footballers. Construction of the Talanta Sports City began in 2024. This would be the first major sports facility to be constructed from the ground up since 1987 when the Moi International Sports Center Kasarani was built. The Nyayo National Stadium, the Police Sacco Stadium, Kasarani Annex, and Ulinzi Sports Complex was set to be upgraded. However, due to the slow progress in renovations, the tournament that was scheduled to be held in February 2025 was postponed to August. And with slightly under 2 months to the tournament, Kenya is still not yet ready.
If I say that someone forgot to connect the water in the toilet, for me, it's not a good point. I cannot allow the competition to start for this. And you said this can fail the organizer of the competition in 1 month? No. So this is a small thing, but for us, in some time in the past, we say, okay, it's good, they can play tomorrow. For us, no.
The expansion of the National Youth Talent Academy, which was one of Ruto's pillars, is currently underway, with the ministry set to construct 37 sports academies across the country, with the target being across the 290 constituencies by 2027.
And the formation of the academy is such that we will have 8 running tracks. We will have a football pitch, we will do a basketball pitch, we will do volleyball, we will do netball, we will do 2 changing rooms for both male and female, we will do a social hall.
The Talanta Hela football tournament was set to push the 5th agenda of promoting county leagues and inter-county sports championships. The tournament was only held for a year, with some of the players being part of the Junior Starlets squad that ensured Kenya qualified for its first FIFA World Cup tournament of any level in the country's history. It was, however, discontinued by Murkomen. The sports ministry has been a revolving door since his election. The ministry has had a significant turnover of cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries. Since 2022, the sports docket has had 3 CSs and 3 PSs in 3 years. The ministry is the primary custodian of Kenyan sports. However, it struggled to rein in on sporting federations that have been bedeviled by integrity issues, embezzlement of funds, lack of accountability, and elections. Kenya avoided a potential ban from the World Anti-Doping Agency in 2023 when the Kenya Kwanza administration agreed to pump $5 million for the next 5 years in fighting the menace. But the government has fallen short in passing of legislation to criminalize doping together with match fixing in football, a disease that is crippling the game in Kenya. Elijah Ukom, NTV Sport, Nairobi.
On our first day, we will free the DCI. We will free the KRA.